I didn't speak out against private schools. I spoke out against school choice. School choice and private schools are two different entities.
In your tweet, you describe basically you describe private schools of the North. That was literally your language. But you've also said this, that school choice was the choice of racists. I think at the end of the day, people are asking here about whether the rhetoric matches your actions. What do you say to them?
Well, I would say that if we understand the desegregation of schools post Brown v. the Board of Education, we also understand that school districts in the South in particular closed down entire school districts, offered money to families, white families, so they could get accepted into private schools. That is, in fact, the origin of school choice in America. I didn't speak out against private schools. I spoke out against school choice. School choice.
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The clip that I just played you, and I had to just play the beginning again so like that you can see what she said, is probably one of the most hypocritical, dog whistle blowing pieces of bullshit that I've ever heard come out a Democrat's mouth. And not just a piece of bullshit. What gets me with this is the straight, bold-faced explanation that this woman wants to give, and all she sounds like, in all honesty, is what the Democrats are. They're just a bunch of elitists that want to take a boatload of money from the little people, okay, the peasants, and do with it what they will, and then try to put lipstick on this pig and make it seem like, you know what? Once again, I'll do what I want to do, while all you peasants below me will give me your vote and your money. And not even hide it. Okay? So, before I continue, I want to wish everybody a happy Cinco de Mayo. All right. Hope everybody's having a good old time, siesta. And I want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal and my merch store, TrueOutlawPatriot.com. So, with all that being said, this is Stacey Davis Gates, okay? She is the teachers union chief, and she went under fire not too long ago for making these comments, because they found out that for as much as she talks about, private, public schools being good or whatever the case is, she got busted because one of her children, I believe it was her oldest son, who was like 13 or 15, something like that, she has been sending him to a private school. So then her and her husband came out and tried to make a statement saying that it was because the public schools in Chicago couldn't accommodate the academics that her son needed. Another kick in the face to people, and it blows my mind the way these entitled elitist Democrats, these leftist commies, treat everybody else. Okay? Now she's over here saying that school choice is not the same as private school. It doesn't matter. Okay? She makes it seem as if you're given the opportunity to have school choice, that is racist. Okay? So my question is this, and a lot of my subscribers, all my subscribers are all mixed race. If anybody knows me, they know me and my channel, they know I'm not a racist. I'm American first. I love everybody. Okay? I wonder if she feels the same for all the black colleges that are only exclusively for black people. Okay? I wonder if she feels the same for, I don't know, the Latino colleges and schools that are just for Latinos and the Latin, you know, that are in the Latin community. I wonder why she thinks that, especially in a place like Chicago, if people want to have a choice where to send their children, that she thinks that's racist. Okay? Because the way I see it, let's just say there are 30 neighborhoods in Chicago. Okay? And I don't know, 10 neighborhoods is American black people, 10 neighborhoods American Latinos, 10 neighborhoods American white people, right? And let's just say that out of those 30 schools, out of those 3 areas, 6 out of each of those 10 schools, the kids are doing poorly. So they decide to say, you know what, we're going to take our kids out of these schools, okay, and we're going to send them to the other 4 schools that are better. I wonder if she would still consider that racist. Because in her eyes, it's all right for her to send her child to a private school that costs a boatload of money. But if anybody else wanted to do it, she's saying that with her, she almost sounds like AOC with her bullshit jargon, that private is different than school choice because school choice is racist. But she chose to send her kid to a private school. That's a choice. But it's not a good enough choice for her voters. Because she knows, and Mayor Brandon Johnson knows, that the voters are going to choose to say, you know what? Until you do something to bring up the grades in such and such schools, we want to have the choice to send our children to better schools. But they find that racist. And it's not racist. It's the way it should be. Okay? Not every kid will have the chance to go to a school that is great in their curriculum, because the Board of Education and the government, the leftist government, have bombarded the schools, the public school system, with nothing but garbage. But that's where they want you to send your kids. They want you to send your kids to a school that's not going to free their minds. See, in their eyes, freeing your child's mind is being a social justice warrior, is going against the machine, is out there protesting, cutting off your penis, cutting off your breast, hiding secrets from your parents. To them, that is empowering, but it does nothing for the kid's brain in the future. Okay? Now, before I read the article, there's an article that goes with this. Before I read the article, I want everybody to get a pen and paper and write down, if I remember correctly, there was a woman called Charlotte Itzerby. Okay? She's from upstate New York. I seen a video of hers, I'd say about 15 years ago. This was about a year before Obama became president. And she worked for the Board of Education under Carnegie. Okay? Try to find her video. I believe the name of the video is called The Dumbing Down of the American Children or the American Students, something to that effect. She explains in detail, this was years ago, mind you, of how the Board of Education, their main goal, and it starts from Carnegie. Carnegie's main goal was that you don't have to control the populace. All you have to do is control one generation, and the way to do it is through the Board of Education, through the school system. Once you control that one generation, it can be from the 1st grade to the 10th grade, from the 10th grade through college, from the 3rd grade to the 7th grade, just one generation of school children. And what will you get? Was Charlotte Itzerby, okay, warned about years ago, nearly 20 years ago, of what's going on today in the school system. You don't believe me? Look it up. Okay? Now, I'm going to read the article to you because this woman right here is in cahoots with Mayor Brandon Johnson. They want to allocate $50 billion to put into the school system. Okay? And not only into the school system. There are 2 other things that they want to do with that money. Let's get to the article. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. This article was put out by Fox because, of course, nobody else is going to put it out. It says Chicago teachers' $50 billion demands include pay hikes, abortions, migrant accommodation, and also, when I get to the article, allocating more money to the Lgbtboohoo community. Okay? Now, the woman that I tell you that you need to look up her video, Charlotte Itzerby, look up for the interview that she did, that Alex Jones did with her. Okay? Now, I know maybe some of you don't like Alex Jones, whatever the case is. Some people say he's a conspiracy nut, but here we are years later, and pretty much everything he said that was going on and or was going to happen, it's pretty much coming true. Okay? So, if you would just take it upon yourselves to look up that interview that Alex Jones does with Charlotte Itzerby. This was, like I said, I believe back in 2006 or 2007. And you will see in detail how Charlotte Itzerby said that it's been decades in the making of what they're going to do to the school system and how they're going to use the Board of Education or their goonies or their foot soldiers, the government and all that, in order to implement the chaos that we have right now in the public school system and in the colleges. But I'll digress on that. Do your research. Trust me, it's well worth it. But anyway, let's get to this article. Now, it says the Chicago Teachers Union, CTU, is negotiating a new contract with the public school system and is understood to be calling for an extra $50 billion to pay for wage hikes, as well as other demands such as fully paid abortions for its members, new migrant services and facilities, and a host of LGBT-related requirements and training in schools. Well, how do you like that? They want to allocate $50 billion to pay for murder, which is abortions, okay? Giving migrants more money, more handouts, more incentives, and coddling, once again, to the LGBTQ related requirements and training, which makes you wonder, is to push more of that element into the schools. I tell you, if these people are not so damn wicked pushing this, just one of these agendas, I don't know what is, man. I just don't know what is. But let's continue. It says, to put the figure into context, the total base tax receipts for the state of Illinois last year were $50.7 billion. That was for the whole state. Okay? And now they're pushing for $50 billion just for the Board of Ed. The incredible demands are being made despite its members delivering underwhelming results for its students, with only 21% of the city's 8th graders being proficient readers, according to Last Nation's report card, which provides national results about students' performance. The union's demands have not been made public, but a leaked document sheds light on the eye-popping demands. Union President Stacey Davis Gates' audacious plan calls for members to bank at least 9% wage increases each year through fiscal year 2028. The average salary of a teacher in Chicago public schools is $93,182. According to research by the Illinois Policy Institute and conservative nonprofit think tank, therefore, the average teacher's pay will increase by half to $144,620 in the 2027 through 2028 school year, it says. I'm sorry, people, I'm not saying that teachers don't deserve good money. I know they have a lot to deal with. But why do I get the funny feeling that the only teachers that are going to make this kind of money are the ones that are going to go along with the narrative, and the good teachers that are going to be against this kind of stuff are the ones that are going to get fired and not see this money? Okay? Because I mean, damn it, if you have a teacher that if you are paying $94,000 to the average teacher, which is math, science, reading, history, what have you, okay? And that's not good enough. Okay, maybe that's something to look further into. But you're talking about, like it says right here, okay, where it says new migrant services and facilities and a host of LGBT related requirements and training in schools. Why do I have the funny feeling that's what this money is for? Most of it is to keep bringing in this transgender agenda, this woke ideology, this sick, demented sexualization against children. And it's all on the taxpayer dollar. The people that are going to be sending their kids to school, they will be taking their money and indoctrinating your children. Think about that. For as much as you're against it, they're still going to take that money and do what they want with it. So now you got two battles to fight. One, which will be making sure that this filth is not taught in the schools. That's number one. And number two, trying to follow the money. Trying to follow your tax, the taxes that you pay, you have to try to follow that money. I'm telling you, it's a freaking 1-2 combo every single time with these bastards, man. Every single time. But let's continue. It says the union's demands have not been made public. I'm going back, but a leaked document sheds light on the eye-popping demands. Union President Stacey Davis Gates' audacious plan calls for members to bank at least 9% wage increase each year through fiscal year 2028. Okay, we read through all that. Now, oh man, this is just crazy. This is just so damn insane. And this is why the Democrats are losing in Chicago. And if you ask me, okay, they're trying to go for broke and get as much money as they can and push as many private agendas as they can. And they're doing it through the Board of Education, because the Board of Education, and whenever there's a leftist in the White House, they work hand in hand. And in all honesty, I think that when Donald Trump comes back, the politicians need to get together and seriously consider of abolishing the Board of Education and revamping it. That's just my opinion. But I think that's the only way this should be, because it is incredible how they just keep pushing stuff onto the kids. Okay? It's incredible. But let's continue. That figure would equate to more than double the median household income in Chicago, according to Census Bureau statistics. The Chicago Tribune reports that the CPS budget will exceed $9 billion this year, up nearly 30% from $7.4 billion just 5 years ago. Much of that increase is reflected in teacher salaries, which are among the highest of any big city teachers in the county. Now, here's what I understand. If the salary is at $7.4 billion 5 years ago, but yet right now, okay, 5 years later, only 21% of 8th graders, okay, I mean, they just, what's working? It seems like nothing is working in Chicago in the Board of Education, no matter how much money you give them. The problem isn't that they need more money for transgender people, for immigrants, for teacher salaries. What the problem is, they need to revamp all the teachers, okay, keep the good ones, get rid of the bad, and just do away with the immigrants, send their asses back home, and do away with all the LGBT bullshit, and go back to the basics. But let's continue. It says, last school year, the district spent more than $21,000 per student, far above the national average of $14,347 according to census data. Unbelievable. Gates' plan also calls for teachers and counselors to be paid a stipend. Now check this out, of $1,000 per student per semester. Okay, which means that if a teacher has 30 students, that's an extra $30,000. And they're basically going to make these teachers rich within a year. How many semesters in a school year? 2, 3? So what's that come out to? An extra $90,000 you'll be giving these teachers on top of what you want to give them for their salary? You'll be paying these teachers nearly $250,000 fucking dollars. Okay? To do what? To do what exactly? Well, let's continue. This is incredible. I'm going to read that again. Gates' plan also calls for teachers and counselors to be paid a stipend of $1,000 per student per semester when they are assigned a number of students above contractual limits, and a retirement bonus of $2,500 for employees with more than 30 years of service. Now, hold on one second. If you're telling me that you're going to start this now, and you're paying these teachers, what do you say, $144,000, right? And they're going to stay there for 30 years. After 30 years, you want to give them an extra $2,500. If they don't become a millionaire within those 30 years just being a teacher, I don't think they need any more money. In all honesty, I truly don't think they need any more money. Because if you cannot manage $144,000, okay, per year, and I know times are hard, but damn it, that's still, in this day and age with this economy, a hell of a lot of money. You know, there's an old saying that says live within your means, but when it comes to the leftists, no, they want to live like elitists, because that's exactly what they are, and they're doing it on the peasant's dime. And the only teachers that they're going to have to go along with this, in all honesty, it's not going to be the good teachers that want to teach. It's not going to be the teachers that are going to be against this or against whatever ideology or agenda they're trying to teach. No. It's going to be a bunch of elitists that are going to look down on your children and totally screw up your kids' minds. But let's continue. We are asking you to give us an opportunity to tell our story, Gates said in his speech in March referring to the union's plans. It will cost $50 billion and 3 cents. Yes, it will. And so what? That's audacity. I don't know what the hell all that meant right there. But it doesn't surprise me. She speaks just as stupid as Kamala Harris and AOC. But it doesn't surprise me. A lot of these leftists, they're a bunch of freaking morons. They're just a bunch of batshit crazy morons. But let's continue. While the figure might seem far-fetched, the union holds tremendous weight in city politics with deep ties to Mayor Brandon Johnson. Now here's the good part. Johnson, a former CTU legislative coordinator who was put forward by the union to run for mayor, check that out, people. You don't say. Now we see why all this chaos is going on. Now, I didn't know this, but you know what? Maybe that's my fault. Maybe a lot of people did. But do you see how this is going hand in hand? The teachers' union being a strong arm of the leftist government, take one of their own, make a mayor, and it's all turned to shit. All of Chicago's turned to shit because of it. But let's continue. As of June 30th, 2023, CTU has funneled more than $2.6 million into Johnson's campaign, while he received more than $6 million from teachers' unions altogether. Check that out, according to the Illinois Policy Institute. Meanwhile, Davis herself has come under fire for sending her son to a private school after calling school choice racist. Yeah, she would do that. The leaked demands also address disparities in health care with 100% coverage benefits. Check that out, for abortion care, 100% coverage benefits for fertility, including full coverage for storage of embryos and any other frozen storage needs. Who in the hell would want to vote for this? Why does this woman think that people should be entitled to take somebody else's money to pay for their fertility needs? Be it abortion, be it for fertility, to get pregnant, or be it to freeze embryos. That is your personal choice. First and foremost. Okay? You want to have an abortion? You pay for it. You want to freeze your eggs? You pay for it. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, if that's a personal choice, then why are you trying to stop abortion? Oh, because it's murder. That's it. So they want the taxpayer to pay for murder. They want the taxpayer to pay for the elitists to get pregnant. And they want the taxpayer to pay just in case the elitist wants to freeze some eggs until, their career, is over. Then they could go and, pour some water on it. Baby will grow up, and now they have a brand new, a baby that was hatched. I'm sorry if I got to say it like this, people, but it's the damn truth. Okay? I mean, the audacity of the way this woman, of what this woman wants, of what she wants the taxpayer to be a part of what she wants to do with their money. Never mind the crime, never mind the drugs, never mind saying, you know what, how about you teachers just take a freeze on your salary, we're going to try to lower taxes in the city, in the state, we're going to work together with the governor, and then we'll take those $50 billion and, I don't know, build better, safer neighborhoods, get more cops on the street, hire better teachers, have a better curriculum, I don't know, start slingshotting some if not all of the illegal immigrants and illegal criminals back across the border. No, they don't want to do that. No, they can't do that. That's you just can't, because that's their future voter base, and the ones that and the embryos that they freeze. Okay, but let's continue. But the union also wants more taxpayer funds to go to migrants in its far-reaching plan, earmarking $2,000 to be given to each migrant to help with academics, transportation, and mental health counseling. So give me your money, okay, the one that voted for me. I'm not worried about your kid, and if you send them to a school choice, you're a racist, even if you're black, and then I'm going to take your money and give it to somebody that came here illegally to help them. Because, they deserve it more. And, I'm an elitist, so there's not a damn thing you can say about it. Okay. The union also wants each of the 646 public schools to have a newcomer liaison. Here we go, people. For new students as well as migrant students, and unused school facilities to be converted into housing accommodation for migrants. Once again, this is why people in Chicago, they're not going to vote you Democrats in. This is why they want to oust your asses. Because it's all about good for thee, not for you, or whichever damn way that saying goes. It's all good for me, not for you. It's all good for the illegals, excuse me, not for you. Just go to work, pay your taxes, work hard, go broke, give us your money. We're going to give it to your next door neighbor that can't speak a lick of English, and we're going to help their kids go to school. We're gonna get them liaisons, so make them comfortable, teach them or whatever academics they need. But if you send your kid to a school that you like so they get smarter, you're a fucking racist. Here we go. There is also a whole host of other social justice provisions. Yeah, social justice the union wants, including making sure workers and educators are trained annually on Lgbtboohoo issues as a qualification in their job description. Of course you would. I mean, that's important. That's what's really important. Okay? Telling kids that at any given time in your life, it's okay to hide things from your parents, and we're going to pay to make sure that you have your penis and your breast cut off. But don't worry about it. We got this. Okay, let's continue. Where were we? Yeah, here we go. The union also wants to mandate that every school in the district has at least one gender-neutral bathroom. I don't know, but 2 bathrooms work, male and female. It's been working since the beginning of time. But I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe, I don't know, and I didn't even go to a private school to know that. So, I don't know, I mean, it's just, why do you need a gender-neutral bathroom in public schools, okay, where statistics have already shown that there has been, I don't know, sexual assault in them? I'll just leave it at that. Additionally, it wants the board to adopt policies that will prohibit any member from being compelled to tell parents when a student rejects his or her sex. It gets better and better, people. Okay? Maylee Smith, Senior Director of Labor Policy at the Illinois Policy Institute, has blasted Davis' demands and said that Mayor Johnson should recuse himself from contract negotiations. These demands read more like a political agenda than a serious contract intent on supporting teachers' wages and benefits and promoting the education of Chicago students, Smith said in a statement last month. These demands are far outside the scope of traditional bargaining, putting taxpayer dollars on the line in pursuit of more union power and social activism. Exactly. Not to mention just deviant, demented thinking and a mindset. We are in the process of calculating the cost of these demands, but we can already tell that funding them will require a sweeping overhaul of finances and new revenues, meaning more and higher taxes for residents. Chicagoans deserve to be represented by a neutral party who is looking out for their finances. Yet that neutral party, in my opinion, would be not the Rhino Republicans, not the Democrats, not the leftists or the socialists, the Americans, the American Republicans, the conservatives that want to help raise people up. I don't know. I've been hearing about a lot of people in Chicago, and this is not just me, this is not hearsay. I watched the videos of them saying that they want to sit down with Trump and they will not vote Democrat, and that they're going to flip Chicago red. And that time cannot come any sooner, especially if they want to throw this agenda out. Because this is what the Board of Education is trying to do, and it's not just in Chicago. I have friends in Florida, and let me tell you something, they are trying to push stuff like this in the schools also. This is why DeSantis he's not having a hard time. But people think that he's just out there hunting people down. No, they are basically giving themselves up because they are trying to push this by hook or by crook, and they're basically exposing themselves. It's just making it easier for DeSantis to go and snatch him up and say, get the hell out. Get the hell out of the schools. Okay? And this is the way it should be. And you know what? I pray to God that if this is true, that every clear-minded individual in Chicago, if you've voted Democrat, and if this doesn't piss you off, then you know what? And I hate saying this because it's not like I'm trying to wish anything bad on anybody. Okay, you're supposed to lift each other up. You're supposed to bless and not curse. But if any parents and any teachers are for this agenda, if anything goes wrong, okay, and it will. It freaking will. Remember that all that blood, if there's any, or all that chaos is on your hands. So if there's anybody against this, and the ones that are for it, anything happens to those people that were against it and their children, their innocent children, and the innocent children on your side, that is on your hands. Be it through the gay studies in school, whatever curriculum you're going to teach, having illegal migrants that are criminals, whatever it is that you keep voting for, that innocent blood is on your hands. Plain and simple. There is no throwing this to the Republicans. There is no throwing this to the conservatives. No, this is all your shit. This is, once again, this is the baby that you bred and you're feeding. Okay? I just, you know, I can't wrap my mind around how hard these leftists push. The parents step in, they say no, and they push harder and harder and harder. And for this woman to come out, after being called out, she's going to double and triple and quadruple down. It's as if she does not give, my favorite saying, she does not give a flying rat's ass of what the people want or what the people are saying. What the people are against. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And I'm telling you, Chicagoans, do not give up this fight to oust these leftists, these anti-American, anti-family, anti-God people. I'm telling you right now, do not give up the good fight. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal and my merch store, trueoutlaw.patreon.com. So remember, people, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the children of this country and this country, and leave a comment, okay? Leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, keep this algorithm going, because if anybody's been noticing as of late, and I keep saying it, a lot of my videos are not getting a lot. They're getting the views, they're getting what they need, because it's all green across the board on my end, but they're not getting the massive amount for some odd reason, and it makes me wonder why. Peace.